Welcome to How the Race Was Won, the Triathlon Edition. Today we're looking at XTERRA Italy for 2016, the men's race.
CoachEdu.net.
In each of the past 3 years, the races finished with rain jackets on, with the finishes completely covered in mud. But not this day. This year it was Maui weather. It was sunny and almost 35 degrees centigrade. In the beautiful heart of Abruzzo, the water in Lago d'Ascano was a warm 22 degrees, so the pros started without wetsuits at 11 a.m. And 3 minutes later the age groups started, wetsuits optional for the age groupers. The swim was one big 1,400 meter loop with a little run over a footbridge for show and then back in for the last 100 meters. It was one of several great spectator editions this year, and athletes will tell you that the atmosphere from start to finish was something special. First out of the water was a group featuring Mauricio Mendes, Carl Shaw, Sam Osborne and Stephen Bayliss. I wanted to do a fast swim and take something on the good mountain bikers, said Mendes. Shaw, who won XTERRA Costa Rica earlier this year, is noted for his strong swim, and Francois Caloni mentioned that this race would be tough from the start, and the spectators took note. About 1 minute 30 behind the leaders was Francois Caloni. Max Chani was about 30 seconds behind them, and then it was Jim Tace, Lenman, Payot, Kubek and Forise. The bike loop was made in 2 parts. One small loop of 12k with 450 meters of climbing, and after this hot warm-up there were still 3 guys together, Mendes, Osborne and Shaw, but Mauricio was a little bit weak on every downhill but much stronger on the uphills, so he was able to come back to them. I tried to attack on the big climb on the big loop to get some lead on before the hardest downhill, but even though I was stronger, it wasn't enough, said Mendes. Shaw was still waiting, and I've never done so much climbing in mountain biking in one day. That's why it's smart to save energy. I tried to and finish first. You have to first finish. Those behind those 3, Caloni was alone, not with his best mountain biking legs, but better than what he had in France. I knew I needed to start slow because I was not at 100%, but it was really hard to do that. I think I paid a little bit for it in the end, said Caloni. He was 2 minutes back with a group of 3, and Max Chani, the young French talent, and as well as Puyo and Kubisek. Kubek was 10 seconds back from them, and Folizia was also in the top 10, but it was not looking so easy for this day. At the end of the bike, Sam Osborne entered T2 alone with about 1 minute 30 on Mendes and Shaw. I was a little bit better than Carlo Mauricio going downhill, so I attacked just before we jumped down the long technical downhill to try something, said Osborne. It worked. Mendes was not able to follow, but Carl was, but he had a flat in the second part of the technical downhill. I decided to finish on the rim as it was only 3 kilometers from the finish of the bike leg. 2 down and 1 flat in the road, said Shaw, who got into T2 with Mendes. Caloni started to pay a little bit for his fast start, and it was now 4 minutes down, but still in 4th position. Halfway in the run, there's a long, steep climb with 250 meters of altitude gain in 1 kilometer, and not a lot of athletes were able to run there, and this was the place that was key to victory, because Mendes passed Osborne on this climb and never stopped. I like this type of run, said Mendes. I like the technical trails and the steep climbing, and even though I didn't know that I could win when I started the run, I was confident in my abilities and be strong in this part. Mendes was able to do the rest of the will now be able to do the rest of the XTERRA European races, Poland, Sweden, Germany and Denmark, and be in contention for the overall title. This is my first time in Europe, and I'm happy to start my trip with a nice place with a victory. Osborne finished second and also really happy because he had such a strong race. I'm on the podium with some really strong guys. I loved the technical downhills and it was a good day for me, said Osborne. Shaw completed the top three. Kubicek had a fantastic run to finish fourth, and Carloni finished down in fifth place. That brings me to the end of my report on XTERRA Italy for 2016, the men's race. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, post any comments, questions that you may have in the comment section down below, and last but by no means least, until we meet again, stay carved up for the win. I'll see you next time. Cheers.